The clock is ticking. Is it time up for the boss, Erik Ten Hag? Is it the time where we get to say adieu to the boss just under 2 years later since he joined Manchester United? Well, there is a breaking update coming through from an unlikely source. This is not Fabrizio Romano, but is someone who is not so far from Fabrizio because he's a credible journalist with over 1 million followers on X. He's certainly a credible one, but he has told Soccer News that apparently INEOS have already made the decision to let go of Erik Ten Hag, and they have got three names to replace him. My name is Webb. Welcome to the United Road Sport. Like and share this video. Let everyone know about it that maybe the countdown should begin to Erik Ten Hag and his time at United. I've told you before that after that game against Brighton, I read the atmosphere, the body language, and it looked really like maybe something. I mean, we're seeing something. I read between the lines and read the faces of these people, the manager himself, the players, and I'm thinking, maybe something was decided already. But now here is the update. So Dimasio is coming out to say that INEOS have already decided to part ways with Erik Ten Hag. They are looking at three options. That is Kylian McKenna, who is a former assistant head coach at Manchester United. They are looking at Mauricio Pochettino. They are looking at Roberto Di that this man has mentioned in what could be the scoop of all scoops in case it comes out to turn out to be true. I'm just responding to what I've seen. This is not my story, but I'm giving you a proper response. And I'm in this toned down dark atmosphere just because, man, this could be sad news in a way. In a way, honestly. Whereas, yes, we might have our questions about Erik Ten Hag. You feel for the man, really. The human part of me feels maybe it can be given a little bit more time. But if he's gone, I won't sit here and cry all day and all night. But I honestly feel for the guy. The media has not been easy on him. The players have not been easy on him. Everything hasn't been easy. But INEOS are reported to have made their decision. Now, the three options that are being spoken about by this gentleman are Kylian McKenna, and I had a former Man United player in Ashley Young rating Kylian McKenna highly. So did I saw on Instagram when he promoted Ipswich. He was commended by certain United players, including Harry Maguire. He seems to be a likable character, respected because Ashley Young was speaking to TalkSport earlier today. He actually said this guy is ready. He's good enough to manage any team, any big club. Man United, he can. Brighton, he can. All the clubs he's been linked with. He says even Chelsea are interested in him. So that shows you how good he is as a manager. He must have something in him that probably other people can saw. And you mean you don't just go to Ipswich and promote them easily just like that. It shows you he has something in him, and perhaps he's good like that. So he's being linked with a job. He says Man United already contacted him, that INEOS has already made contact with him. But in case he goes to Chelsea, who I reportedly also looking for a young manager. In case he chooses to move on from Man United, from Old Trafford, where he spent some time, to move on to Chelsea, it is said that he will be Manchester United will be looking at Pochettino, who Erik Ten Hag beat for the job. If you recall, 2 years ago when Erik Ten Hag came in, it was Pochettino or Erik, and most people I think were going for Pochettino until we zeroed down on Erik, who had brought something exciting with Ajax. So that's where we are. It's honestly, it's indeed should be a dark day if this really turns out to be true. But of course, it's a matter of time. But you know what they say about football, and especially with Man United, it's always not so difficult to dig into what's happening with Man United. There's always going to be someone who's going to break the story. I mean, this is the biggest club in the world. People pay to get these breaking stories. So there is no smoke without fire. Let's follow and see where this is coming from. Probably soon we should be looking back at the time of Erik Ten Hag and what he has achieved and what he has done. I honestly thought when he came in his first season, he brought a lot of excitement and expectation among the United supporters. But let me even not go there yet because it hasn't been confirmed, but it is coming from a decent source, a really decent source, and there is no reason for us to debunk it. So this is where we are. And why Kylian McKenna? I think besides Kylian McKenna showing his potential, to be a top manager, I think the fact that INEOS don't have a lot of money to spend, and this guy was at this Man United team before, working with some of these young players, seeing them probably would be an easier option to bring in to work with the young kids because I mean they don't have money to buy new players. So you rather better the devil you know don't rather use the guy you've known the guy you've seen, the guy who has been relating with these young players. He has got the respect of the young players. They have been looking at him. He knows them. Than going for an entirely new guy. That's why probably they would make him a top priority now that he's available. So that's a bit that. I cannot, again, I cannot refute these allegations. I cannot go out here and say these allegations are baseless. They are certainly not, because we know that Man United is set to have an announcement soon after the FA Cup. But you look at the whole situation around Manchester United and you think maybe it's better to get it over and done with before you get into the summer transfers. And that's why for me, I feel like, whether these speculations are true or not, it's good for people to start, I think, trying to dig to try and force INEOS to come out with an announcement. Now, there has been a massive, backing for Erik Ten Hag, especially on X, with the hashtag Ten Hag in training for some time. Many people have got that human part of them that has got sympathy for this manager, saying he deserves some bit of time considering how much he has been challenged, mostly because of injuries. So there's that part of many United supporters who are still backing him. But you don't entirely think sacking him would exactly divide the fan base, because even the people who are backing Erik Ten Hag mostly are banking on two things. Of course, the injuries being a good excuse, but also the fact that we've sacked so many managers without getting anything tangible. So they are saying, for how long shall we keep sacking managers? If this guy gave us a decent first season, a title, an FA Cup trophy, rather final third, finishing third. He's putting us in the final again. If he wins it, for example, he has had so many injuries, probably has got the potential. And he has shown moments, and you cannot say patterns, but moments where he showed maybe there could be a change. So that's what people are banking on. But the reality is, it's a rock and a hard place, really, and it's entirely on INEOS and what they think. But usually, with such a case where INEOS came and took over from a guy who has been in charge of football for a long time, usually they will always, when a new guy, a new sheriff comes in town, they always want to elect or to appoint a new team for themselves, to give the team their own identity, even if it's not probably entirely about the football. I think INEOS will, if they get an option who fits into the identity they want to create for themselves, it's understandable that they will part ways with Erik Ten Hag, because they did not hire Erik Ten Hag. They would want, because they are taking over football. How do you come and say you changed things and succeeded when you kept the manager who was hired for you by the people you bought the football from? So just because of that, they can go out there and look for someone who will give them their identity. I think they have mostly been troubled to get the person, or probably they know the person and they've got them already. They are just waiting for the right time for the end of the season to make an announcement, which I think is the mature thing to do, is the more professional thing to do, because announcing now or before the end of the season would probably only cause problems. It would do more bad than good to the process and the chances of United lifting the FA Cup. So that's where we are, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Are you happy if it is true? Are you happy about the story from the Gianluca, or is it a sad day like it feel with the ambience I've set up for you tonight? Let me know in the comment section. Subscribe, follow, like, and share this video. I'll catch you later.